said this, "But as for you, you meant evil against me. But God meant it for what?" If you know the passage, you're saying good. God meant it for what? Good. In order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many people alive. See, God is going to take this situation that was meant for evil, sickness, disease, viruses. They're not from heaven. They're not from the Lord. They're from the enemy. They're from death in this broken world. And they mean to damage. They mean to destroy. But God is saying, I'm going to take what was meant for evil and I'm going to turn it to good. I'm going to use it for good. And I'm going to use you for good. When this is all said and done, we're on the other side of this crisis, we'll see that God used it to bring people to himself. But here's it. Here's the big deal. If you haven't heard anything, hear this last Bible verse. In the very next verse, I know that Joseph was talking to his brothers, but I believe that God would use this verse to speak to you today. Listen, listen, listen. Now, therefore, do not be afraid. I will provide for you and for your children. Did you hear that? The Lord is saying that to you today, guys. Now, therefore, do not be afraid. I will provide for you and for your children. God is going to provide for you. He is going to take care of you. He's got you. God was not surprised. We are not alone. We have each other. We have our church family. We have God as our Father. He is not surprised by this crisis. He's never been surprised. God can't be surprised. Listen, God is not having a hard time managing this. I know as a nation and as the world, we're having a hard time managing this. We're meeting together and we're having special meetings and we've got people working around the clock. But guess what? In heaven, there is no special meeting being called. God is on the throne. He hasn't gotten up for this. He's already seen the problem coming. He sent a promise and he sent a provision. What will we do? What will we do, church? We will continue to stand on God's promises and we will expect to see his provision. Say it again. We will stand on God's promises. What has he promised you? Find something in the word to stand on through this time. Share it with your friends. Share it with your children. Say, God has given us a promise. He's never lied and he's never not been faithful.